I was hoping to get it done in one take, but this wind's not going to let me. Welcome to the Paradise Paradox podcast. In today's episode, Kurt brings to my attention what looks to be someone breaking up over a text message, and then later publicized on Facebook. So I'm able to get Kurt's perspective, we role play the scenario, and then we try and dissect what's actually happening, who's the bad guy, and we reflect a little bit on previous relationship experience. Now, for those tuning in online on YouTube, you can probably see that I have an interesting background behind me. Now, it's not a blue screen or green screen, it's not CGI. I'm standing on the rooftop in the middle of the suburb called Nezahualcóyotl of Mexico City, just south of the international airport. If you look closely, you might be able to see over my shoulder Mexico City's volcano, Popocatépetl. Now, it's usually not able to be seen due to the pollution problem that Mexico City has, which today, thanks to all the wind, doesn't appear to be too bad. So you can almost see it. I'll throw a photo in just in case you can't see it. But Nezahualcóyotl, otherwise known as Netza York, has always been special to me because this is where my mother grew up, and I have a lot of family that live in this suburb. So I always love coming out here and getting up on the roof and looking into other people's lives, watching people with their clothes on the line, seeing which dogs are being punished by being fenced on top of a roof, seeing who's got chickens, watching the cars go by. There's said to be about 6 million people living in this suburb, but who really knows? Being here, it feels like a lot more than that. But then again, how would I know? I put some interesting photos up so you can see what I mean. I also took a video yesterday that I'll throw in about now, so you can see what it looks like from a little bit higher up. Mexico City. For those that are supporting the Paradise Paradox through either donations or buying t-shirts, thanks again. This wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for you guys. So cheers for that. If you're not and you'd like to, go to the top of our website at www.theparadiseparadox.com and you'll see some links that go through to either the donate page or the Paradise Paradox t-shirt page, where you can pick out a couple cool designs.
So, Aaron, I wanted to show you this thing that just came up on my Facebook, and this is it's a little weird. I mean, this person, I don't know who it even is. I have what's obviously not the real name on Facebook. I'm not going to mention it, but it came up with this. They posted this little conversation, which is like screen capped from their iPhone.
Yep.
And it go. Oh, shall we just act it out so the listeners can hear it? Like, I'll be the dude and you can be the girl, okay? Or
yeah, okay, yeah.
The other way around.
I like playing the chick.
Okay. Can I come over today?
No, focus on myself. Sorry.
Okay, I think you're a cool, talented woman, but I'm going to delete your number. I hope you find balance in your life and wish you the best. Take care.
Okay, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Why do you feel the need to go to such a drastic measure to delete my number? You're always the one that contacts me first, so I don't really get it.
You're right, and I want to stop doing that. I mean no disrespect, but it's my decision. I wish you the best. So that was a conversation. And she's posted this with her little commentary there. But tell us, what do you think? What are your first impressions about that?
Okay.
Why is...
Well, I mean, the guy's making the call here, which is cool. I mean, obviously he has his reasons. It doesn't. I mean, he doesn't go into any detail about that, but I mean, but I can understand if if this guy's calling her, messaging her, and then all of a sudden just like, yeah, I think this is done. That's that could be, kind of like you're cruising along, everything's good, and maybe she's thinking it's a little bit weird as well, and then all of a sudden the guy just throws a brick wall up. I don't know, I've been out of the dating scene for a little while, so is that kind of normal?
But who? Okay, but who is throwing the brick wall up? Because she said, "Nope, focusing on myself. Sorry, no punctuation." So who is really,
Yeah,
is there a brick wall there?
well, it depends, because okay, let's draw on my my experience. I mean, I've been in situations where a girlfriend might want a little time to herself. Maybe she's dealing with something, and
yeah. But do you see the way she's phrased it here? Like, would your girlfriend ever say to you, like you asked Joanna, hey, can I come over today? What are you doing? Do you want to go get dinner? Nope. Focusing on myself. Sorry. Would Joanna ever do that?
Joanna wouldn't, which is probably why I married her. But I have had ex-girlfriends that were pretty blunt and
for real.
Yeah. Some girls are crazy.
Okay. So
well, see, that's why I say I don't know the girl. So sometimes, I mean, maybe this is something that's happened a few times. If this happened twice or three times, yeah, of course, I'd be like, yeah, you seem cool, but I'm going to start seeing other women.
Yeah. I don't know if someone messaged me like that saying nope, focusing on myself, sorry, I would be like, what is up with this? Like that's really, it strikes me as very rude and inconsiderate.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
even if like if there are ways to phrase that which are almost as succinct, which are significantly more considerate. Like you can say, that's nice, but I'm just going to focus on myself for today. Have a good one.
We'll be
almost
we'll be
as succinct, almost as the same limited amount of words, but much nicer, much friendlier. You see the difference?
Oh yeah, of course. But BBC.
What's BBC? Big Black Cock? What is that?
Bitches
that
be
have
crazy.
To do with it? Okay. British brainwashing corporation.
Well, I see. I'm thinking maybe they're used to talking so short to each other. I mean, but it doesn't seem that way because the guy's very.
But I mean, he's quite eloquent.
Yes.
In what he's saying. Yeah, but I think this is something about you too, because I noticed that people can say things to you in a rude way or in a disrespectful way, and they're just like boom, they just bounce right off. Like you never even notice.
Yeah,
just to your credit.
I don't know whether that's because I try not to read into something that doesn't serve me, or whether I'm just not intelligent enough to read between the lines. But either way, it's working for me. So I'm going to keep that up. But okay, so let's go with if we look at the message that was written with the picture.
The little commentary there.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of that? Because I mean, it kind of sets a scene here.
Okay, can you read it out?
Okay, so this is posted by the chick, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so she writes
by the female.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, to be correct. Well, it's funny because now, I mean, just looking at it, she seems to explain herself a lot in the message, but didn't go to the effort to explain herself to the possible partner here. So it's like, why does she extend that courtesy to the world, yet not to her boyfriend?
But read it out. Read out what she said.
What the fuck is wrong with men and their fragile little egos? I'm having some pretty negative responses from men after my decision to take a break from dating and fucking. The true colors are really starting to show.
Yeah, and this I found particularly strange because she's saying pretty negative responses. Well, the negative response is this guy saying, have a good one. I hope you're well. I'm not going to see you anymore. So, is that really negative? That strikes me as maybe neutral at worst, but I wouldn't call that negative.
No, complete. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, he's done well to be concise. He's exercising.
He's been respectful.
Respect.
Even sending well wishes. So this is a whole thing. So I couldn't help myself. I had to ask, I asked, what's negative about that? He decided he didn't want to talk anymore and said goodbye. This lady has said, he cut me off because I wasn't available to fuck him anytime he wanted. That's not cool. I said, I think you're probably oversimplifying the situation.
Well, you're right.
She said, nope, that's actually exactly what it is. Oh, and I forgot to mention he has a girlfriend in LA, which maybe that changes some people's opinion. I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference in this case.
Well,
it's like she's trying to justify being a bitch or something. Maybe I don't know.
Well, obviously she knew that there's a third wheel in their relationship, and of course that has some weight on the way they're going to interact with each other.
Yeah, but in any case, it doesn't mean you should treat people like, I don't know. Anyway, I said, how do you know that's exactly what it is? And as in, how do you know it's exactly that he was angry because, or he cut her off because she wasn't available to fuck him anytime he wanted. And she said, a woman's intuition, which is, you can say that about anything.
Yeah, but I can't say that, can I?
Why not?
I didn't, Aaron.
Well, my response was, my man's intuition tells me there's more to it.
Men don't have intuition.
Well, I
definitely do as well. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't use that as an excuse. I wouldn't expect people to understand. I don't know. Maybe that's inconsiderate.
Wait, you wouldn't expect people to understand?
If I was to use that excuse as my man intuition tells me that something.
Yeah, it's such a cop out to say something like that.
Yeah.
You're just going to tell me well, it's just a hunch. Or great, you have a hunch. Good for you. Or people at my work used to. I would tell them, well, why do we do it like this? And why do we do it like this? And why? How do you know that this actually means this? And they're just like, experience. And I was like, so you're saying you can't actually back up what you are claiming? Is that what you're saying?
But I feel it. Don't you trust me? Don't you trust me that I know what I'm talking about?
Hell no.
They're my feelings. I wouldn't expect
shit.
you to understand.
Yeah, it's my feeling that you should do it this way.
No, actually, you know what? When you first put this up, I'm looking at it and I was a little confused. Yeah. Because okay, Kurt's giving me one of these little exercises again. But reading through it, there's obviously something. I don't know this girl. She was on your feed, so I'm assuming you.
Well, me neither. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know why she added me. She's some girl from New York City. I've never met her. At least I don't think I've met her. It might actually be a second account of somebody else that I know that I met in a bar in Melbourne 8 years ago. So I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to New York tomorrow, so maybe we can meet up and I can interview her on her on her perspective on the world. It could be very interesting based on
Sure.
this sample.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so she said, it's a woman's intuition. I said, okay. My man's intuition tells me there's something more to it. And she asked me what that might be. So I went, I took some valuable moments of my time and told her what I actually saw in this little interaction here.
Very good.
So here's the breakdown. Number 1, nope, focusing on myself, sorry. This dismissive way of responding is probably indicative of a careless attitude which you commonly have about people's feelings. Number 2, he gives you a compliment before he says goodbye, which indicates he has a high opinion of you, even despite your dismissive attitude. Number 3, deleting your number and saying that he wants to stop contacting you indicates that he enjoys your company but knows it's probably unhealthy because of number 1 and because apparently he has a much higher opinion of you than you do of him. Number 4, the fact that you frame his behavior as egotistical, despite the fact that nothing he wrote was egotistical, and the fact that you're framing his behavior as a guy cutting you off because he couldn't fuck you whenever he wanted, and the fact that you're treating him so dismissively indicates that you might be projecting. That is, she looks at him and actually sees herself because she's, as the old expression goes, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. Number 5, this is further supported by the fact that you're posting this picture online apparently to receive support and bolster your own ego. Of course, I'm relying on a lot of assumptions here, and I could be wrong about all of this. However, from the evidence provided, it seems you treated this fellow as more of a toy than a human being.
Very well done. So, have you had a response yet?
Yeah, this is what she said. Thanks for your thorough response. We were most likely treating each other as toys rather than humans, which seems to be the world we are living in right now. And I admit I have contributed to myself, but have now decided to disengage with, hence focusing on myself. Also, he only told me he actually has a girlfriend after I'd sucked his dick, which is, again, I mean that has some relevance, but she's like throwing that in there as like, this is what an awful person he is, which she did. Apparently, she didn't think that was such an important thing back when she was still seeing this guy.
But I mean, who cares if it's?
But now it's very important to justify how much of a, how much she's treating him poorly. I think she really missed my point there. About treating more of a toy than a human being. I mean, it's all right to, like, if you want to have promiscuous sex or, sex with multiple partners, whatever, but that doesn't mean you should be a dick to them. That doesn't follow.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, if you're willing to partake in those kind of activities, then who are you to pass judgment anyway? I mean, either way, nobody should be passing judgment on anybody. So to be doing that, then she's
the ideal.
She's obviously she's obviously not happy with the way she carries herself and her own behavior.
Yeah, but I'm surprised she took it so well. That's to her credit. That when I mentioned all these things to her, she said thanks for your thorough response, which most people would just get very angry at what I just said.
Yeah,
so that's definitely to her credit.
That's why I thought it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I find it interesting that you could even put a response to someone that you didn't really know. But I guess you got to use your powers and your perspective for good. And I would say, considering that she did have such a good response, means maybe she didn't know how to react or respond, and she did process it. So you could have really had some change and affected her life. This is a good thing.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, so that's my that's good Facebook commentary for the day.
Cool. Okay. No, I like what you've done there. That's kudos. That's some nice work.
Yeah. Well, it's well, it's kind of fun. I mean, it took a little thinking to analyze what was going on there, because of course I had my hunches too, but it's one thing to have a hunch, and it's another thing to analyze your hunch and see where that comes from, and articulate it, which is, hopefully what helps people to achieve a higher level of communication and awareness of themselves, which I don't know if I've helped anyone do that here, but at least I tried.
Yeah. Well, I do think if we jump back to the idea that you mentioned, we see the world basically the way we want to see it. That's kind of a big.
Yeah. All right. So, well, that's not quite what I said. I said we see the world as we are. Just I guess those ideas are related.
Well, that's a big pill to swallow, and we're all. If we understand that, there's usually quite a big range of people in age. I think there's pretty many people our age that still don't understand that. I mean, these are basics. We're talking about understanding yourself and communication. But I don't know. It's cool. It's a common theme that we've spoken about many times. So I don't know. One world at a time, I guess.
Changing the world, one world at a time, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think I'm that active
philosopher.
though. Maybe I should start commenting on more Facebook comments. But I really, yeah.
Probably not. It's a fucking shit fest.
I believe you with that, and
not really worth it. 99%.
I have to confess,
of the time.
I've unfollowed probably the majority of my Facebook friend list because, well, I mean, with that being said,
yeah, you mentioned that in the
as you
episode.
I mean, as you've probably noticed with my Facebook response time, I look at it maybe before I go to bed, and I quickly reply to a few messages, then I turn it off. It's like I probably should put that on my cover page at the top. Aaron checks his messages 10 minutes a day, and that 10 minutes is usually 5 minutes before I go to bed. So there's no quality in what I have to add to Facebook.
You get the last sleepy thoughts. All right, cool. Okay, that's a good one. And yeah, I guess that's everything for now for today. And jump on to theparadiseparadox.com, have a look through our old apps and buy some t-shirts, give us a tip. We appreciate it. And have a good one.
Sweet.